rail has always been the backbone of a South African economy, and actually rail is a backbone of any developmental state.
All right, so what do we need to do to get it going?
We need to get active participation from private sector. We need to work together with government to bring about the necessary changes that we need to see in this sector. The president on the 15th of October, when he announced the government's economic reconstruction and recovery plan, he said, and I quote, "We are promoting a greater participation of private sector, including through granting third-party access." And that for us, it got us quite excited. And it's the most significant structural policy change that we have seen in the transport, at least the rail sector, in a while. And for us, it's quite important as private sector, and if I may add, patriotic private sector, that we work with government, that we stimulate our economy, that within the private sector itself, we start supporting each other.
Okay, and I mean, this is a good mode of transport, and the fact that it's cleaner than many other modes of transport, it can be pretty cost effective if you get it right. What needs to be done to make it get up to speed quickly? And you told me about the private, public, government chats that need to happen. But what about infrastructure, the challenges there, and access to rail networks throughout the whole of the continent?
There's commitment from government already in terms of granting third-party access. And the president has given himself 12 months. That is October. So by the end of September, he should have had decent, not necessary plans, implementation that will be required to grant private sector third-party access. We're working with the Office of the Deputy Minister at Treasury under the Vulindlela project, where we're looking on how can we implement this and any other necessary implementation plans that we need to put in place. And I wish to also add that as an association, we have not only taken the view of the president, but how we support the president is we have established a working group on how third-party access would be implemented. We were looking at the legal and regulatory side, of which we are supported by Weber Wenzel. We're looking at the funding side. We're supported by RMB, APSA, and other funding institutions. We're looking at the technical side on how to prepare private sector to ensure compliance with the standard that has been set by the Railway Safety Regulator and Transnet standards.
Okay, if you get this right, and I'm sure you will, what are you looking at sort of financially? What sort of impact could it have on South Africa's economy? I'm sure it'll stimulate trade both in and out. And how do we ensure transparency, something that's desperately needed and lacking in this country?
Look, that is the most exciting part. Private sector on its own, if there is a private sector company that has committed over 17 billion rands, that if I get granted third-party access, here's my money on the table. So there is money on the table already. All we need is government to say, here's third-party access. And if that company then increases their rolling stock, the rolling stock will be manufactured by the South African companies. That will stimulate jobs and real jobs, not job opportunities. So investment will roll into the country. Companies like Ford will be comfortable investing in the country because they know that whatever they manufacture in Roslyn will be safely transported to the ports and increase our export. CFTA will only work through the integration of the continent. So there is no any other mode of transport that will bring about the changes or that will boost intra-Africa trade from the likes of plus minus 18%, or at least in the next few years, match the likes of the EU.